I thought human rights was colorblind. Why ain't none of these countries taking the Haitians? Why isn't Canada taking the Haitians? Why isn't Uganda taking the Haitians? All these countries taking Afghanis, but ain't no... Newsflash, peace and Pan-Africanism. Newsflash, newsflash, peace and Pan-Africanism. Newsflash, newsflash, peace and Pan-Africanism. I'm not going to be too long. I'm not going to be too long, brothers and sisters. This is King Kong Consciousness, intellectual Ifatunde. I'm not going to be too long. I'm not going to be too long. But I wanted to go live real quick to say that I am embarrassed. I am disappointed. The American white power structure is deporting Haitian Africans back to the island of Haiti. Y'all haven't even covered this topic in depth. Reverend Al Sharpton, Reverend Jackson, I don't hear nothing. Congressional Black Caucus, Maxine Waters, I don't hear nothing. Vice President Kamala Harris, Uganda. It's okay to take care of the Arabs. No problem with the Arabs. No problem with the Mexicans. No problem with the Chinese. We got the anti-Asian hate bill. We got the anti-Asian hate bill. So we're looking out for the Afghanis. They haven't taken no COVID tests. I ain't hear nothing about no COVID protocol. Y'all just dropping them off in black ghettos all across America to gentrify the black community. Pay for the Afghanis, the Mexicans, the Asians, but when the Haitians show up, they got to go back home. Let me read this real quick. Let me read an article. NBC. U.S. closes part of Texas border. Begins flying Haitians home. Stop them. Many of the Haitian migrants have lived in Latin America for years, but they are now seeking asylum in the U.S. as economic opportunity in Brazil and elsewhere dry up. Thousands are living under a bridge near Del Rio. Meanwhile, the U.S. sent 3 flights of Haitians. America is 4 times her original size because of the Haitian Revolution, which bankrupted France and forced them to sell their American stake to the U.S. government. So you mean to tell me the very people who are responsible for the quadrupling of your country, the very people who are responsible for the quadrupling of American size, American territory, American lands, the Haitian Africans, the very people who made America as physically large as it is through the bankrupting of the French economy as a result of the Haitian Revolution, they got to go home. What have the Afghanis done for America? What have the Afghanis done in America that allows them to be flown first class halfway around the world? What have the Mexicans done so great in America that allows them to keep coming in, but the Haitians who are responsible for the size of your country got to go back home? Help me understand that. Help me understand, or overstand that. Help me understand, overstand, and understand that. The Mexicans have not done something greater than the Haitians. The Haitians quadrupled the size of your territory. The Afghanis have not done anything more than the Haitians. The Haitians quadrupled the size of your territory. Not to mention, many of the enslaved Africans in America were brought from Haitian plantations. How dare you, America? But I'm disappointed at the Congressional Black Caucus. Those 60 Negroes on Capitol Hill, what good are you? NAACP, I don't hear a word. Black Greek fraternities, Black Greek sororities, I don't hear a word. Black church, I don't hear a word. Sharpton, Jesse, the rest of the Negro leadership elite, I don't hear a word. They mistreating our Haitian African brothers and sisters like that, and we ain't saying nothing? Jet Magazine, Ebony Magazine, what's up? All these black websites and newspapers, nobody's saying a damn thing about what they doing to our Haitian African brothers and sisters. Let's continue with the article. Let's continue with the article. A large number of buses arrived Sunday in Del Rio, and many more are coming to transfer Haitians to expulsion flight. U.S. immigration detention centers and border patrol holding. Did y'all hear that? The Haitians are being put on expulsion flights, taken to U.S. immigration detention center, ICE. Okay, they call it ICE because they are the ICE people. Let me say it again. Immigration to ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, the ICE people have the ICE. They are the ICE people. They have a biopsychal social climatic disorder, inability to produce significant amounts of melanin necessary for spiritual elevation. But anyway, I digress. They're taking them to immigration detention centers, border patrol holding sites. Departure cities for Haiti-bound flights have yet to be finalized and are being actively planned. The blockade and deportation marked a swift response to the sudden arrival of Haitians in Del Rio, a Texas city of 35,000, roughly 145 miles west of San Antonio. At the Port-au-Prince Airport Sunday in Haiti, about a dozen officials from various Haitian government agencies gathered to meet with the deported Haitians. Public security officials with the Ministry of Justice requested the presence of Haitian National Police to prevent violence. A minibus from the International Organization of Migration also was posted at the airport. It was filled with brightly colored bags containing toiletries, hand sanitizer, and hair ties. Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry wrote Sunday on Twitter that he is concerned about the conditions at the border camp and that the migrants would be welcomed back. Another Haitian political leader questioned Sunday whether the nation could handle an influx of returning migrants and said the government should stop the repatriation. He said, "Don't let America send them home." He said, "Don't let America send them home." And I agree with him, because America created the conditions in Haiti that is causing our Haitian African brothers to flee to the States in the first place. I said America created the political, economic, and social conditions in Haiti that forced our brothers and sisters to seek asylum in the States in the first place. This is insane. This is insane. Haitians have been migrating to the United States in large numbers from South America for several years. Many left the Caribbean nation after the 2010 earthquake. After jobs dried up from the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, many made the dangerous trek by foot, bus, and car to the U.S. border. Brothers and sisters, our Haitian African family is being treated like dogs, and I don't hear black folks saying nothing. I don't even hear the African Union saying anything. Talk to me, President of Ghana. Talk to me, President of Nigeria. Talk to me, President of South Africa. I'm calling out the African Union. Y'all let America force Uganda to take thousands of Afghanis. Y'all let America force Uganda to take thousands of Afghani refugees, but you didn't tell America to bring the Haitians to Africa. Why isn't the African Union asking America to fly our Haitian African brothers and sisters to Africa for a better life? Y'all letting the Chinese take over. Y'all got the Arabs all in Africa. You got the East Indians all in Africa. So if the Chinese can come to Africa, and if the Afghanis can go to Uganda, why can't our African heads of state, so-called African Union, why aren't y'all flying our Haitian brothers and sisters over to Africa? Why is the African Union silent on the treatment of our Haitian African brothers and sisters? Every country in Africa who is able should send a plane to the Mexican border and airlift our Haitian African brothers and sisters in the name of revolutionary Pan-African nationalism. Y'all should be airlifting our Haitian brothers and sisters in the name of revolutionary Pan-African nationalism. Our Caribbean nations, why aren't you saying anything? Talk to me, Jamaica, Bermuda, Bahamas, Turks and Caicos. Talk to me. St. Martin, talk to me. Why aren't y'all doing anything? You all could take a few of our Haitian brothers. Why are we letting this go on with them right now? There's children down there being treated like animals. America throwing them out, throwing out the same people who made it possible for America to be 4 times the size that she is. The only reason why they coming here is because of mistreatment by the U.S. government. Foreign interference in Haitian government and society by the U.S. Department of State is causing the mass migration of Haitians to America. Where is the African Union? Where is the Congressional Black Caucus? Where are the grassroots organizations? Where are the black humanitarian organizations? Why don't the humanitarian organizations of the world? Where is the United Nations Humanitarian Department? United Nations Human Rights Department. Where is the United Nations Human Rights Department? Where's that same energy y'all had for the Afghanis? Where's the same energy you had for the Afghanis? Where's the same energy you had for the Cubans fleeing Castro? Where's the same energy you had for the Cubans and the Mexicans? Why don't the black Haitians, you know why? Because their skin is dark and their hair is nappy. And do you want to know why black American media isn't covering this? You want to know why black American media isn't covering the Haitian refugee crisis at the Texas border? Because they too black and their hair too nappy. They too dark for y'all. They too dark for Negroes in the media, so we not going to talk about it. See, the Afghanis got the complexion for protection. The Mexicans got the complexion for protection. The Haitians are chocolate with nappy hair. In other words, they have an unapologetically African phenotype. The Haitian brothers and sisters have an unapologetically African phenotype. They blue, black, purple with nappy hair, unmistakably African. And because of that, black America don't want no parts. Black America don't want no parts. They too dark for us. They too dark for us. African Union, you need to do something. Caribbean nations, you need to do something. Black American leadership, Congressional Black Caucus. Now let me read an article about the Afghanis. Ha. Let's talk about the Afghanis. Let's talk about the Afghanis. Talk about the Afghanis. Philadelphia is preparing for hundreds of additional Afghan refugees to arrive at the Philadelphia International Airport. Thousands of Afghan refugees have already arrived at the airport. Did y'all hear that? 7,225 Afghan refugees. 7,225 Afghan refugees at Philadelphia Airport alone. 1,000 Afghan refugees at Philadelphia International Airport alone. But you flying Haitians back 6 plane loads every single day. Look at the white supremacy. Look at the white supremacy. Look at the white supremacy. Hold on. Afghan refugees. More than 23,000 Afghan refugees deemed to be at risk have arrived in the United States. The vast majority of the Afghan refugees are being housed at 7 military bases across the country. Wow. Hold on. 4 days ago, listen to this. Wall Street Journal. Afghan refugees in the United States. The U.S. evacuated tens of thousands of Afghans in a 2-week airlift. Refugee resettlement organizations in the U.S. are bracing to receive many of them, while third countries around the world from Albania to Mexico and Uganda have agreed to accept some. The U.S. has evacuated at least 65,000 Afghans. The White House is expecting to resettle 95,000 Afghanis in the United States. Let me say it again. Let understand, overstand, and understand the global white supremacy. The White House is expecting to resettle 95,000 Afghanis in America. 100,000 Afghanis, but the Haitians gotta go home. 100,000 Afghanis, but the Haitians gotta go home. Brothers and sisters, come on now. This is why we gotta reignite Team Pan-African. Because when we start Team Pan-African, we going to Haiti to ask the president, what can we do? We're going to go to the White House and ask Joe Biden, what is this about? This is racist. This is racist. You flew 100,000 Afghanis halfway around the world, but you're going to make the Haitians go home when they just a few hours from your border. Look at the racism. I thought human rights was colorblind. I thought human rights was colorblind. I thought human rights was colorblind. Why ain't none of these countries taking the Haitians? Why isn't Canada taking the Haitians? Why isn't Uganda taking the Haitians? All these countries taking Afghanis, but ain't nobody got no love for the black Haitians. Where's the same energy at? Where the same energy at? 100,000 unvaccinated Afghanis. I don't hear nothing about COVID. I don't hear nothing about where that COVID talk with the Afghanis at. Where is the COVID talk with the Afghanis? I don't hear it. What is their legal status? Some Afghans are arriving with a visa through family member, sponsorship, special immigrant visa program. The majority of Afghans are at the beginning stages of the visa process. Brothers and sisters, they're going to help them get housing and they're going to help them get jobs and medical care. Housing, jobs, and medical care. I ain't got nothing against no Afghani. They still human beings. I don't have nothing against no Afghani. They still human beings. But how the hell is this government, who has yet to give American Africans the reparations we deserve? How is it that this government, who has yet to give American Africans the reparations that we deserve, how is it possible that this government, who can't even guarantee housing, employment, and health care to black men, women, and children? How is it possible that the U.S. government, who hasn't even guaranteed housing, employment, and medical care to American Africans, can guarantee it for 100,000 Afghan refugees? Make it make sense. Expose the contradiction. You can give jobs to 100,000 Afghanis. You can give housing to 100,000 Afghanis, even while the black homelessness rate is going through the roof. You got houses for 100,000 Afghanis, even while the black homeless rate is going through the roof. Black unemployment going through the roof. But you're going to help those Arabs get homes and jobs. And I blame the black electorate. We are the reason they are doing this. We are the reason they are doing this. A bunch of damn coons who don't care about nothing but a YouTube account, an Instagram account, a Mercedes, a cell phone, and a house in the suburbs. We are a joke. We are totally dependent on white folks for our reality, and we think it's okay. Are you not aware that they are preparing to exterminate us more now than ever before? Are you not conscious of the fact that the COVID bomb is nothing but a mass extermination weapon against African people? You think this is funny? And you YouTubians sit around all day on YouTube never covering the important topics. How in the hell can you have a YouTube page with hundreds of videos and you ain't once covered a miseducation? How you got a YouTube page with hundreds of videos and you ain't once covered mass incarceration? You ain't once covered the Haitian refugee crisis. You ain't once covered the unemployment or the homelessness of black people. You damn YouTubians are a bunch of damn jokes. Black media is a joke. Black leadership is a joke. This is unacceptable. The most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey told you, if you do not organize, you will be euthanized. If you do not organize, you will be euthanized. You will be exterminated and you will be done away with. Keep on acting like tomorrow is promised to you. Keep on waiting for Jesus to do the work that you should be doing for yourself. Keep wasting your money on Air Jordans and perms. Go ahead. Keep spending your money, your hard-earned money, on Gucci bags and Louis bags and big trucks and cars. Keep it up. Keep it up. If we do not invest in our survival, we will not survive. If we do not invest in our survival, we will not survive. And African people globally are not investing in our survival. We are looking out for ourselves with our selfish asses. Me, myself, and I has never survived the Holocaust. Me, myself, and I has never survived the Holocaust. Name me a Holocaust where the people survived it with individualism. Name me a Holocaust where the people survived it with individualism and selfishness. You can't name one because it is impossible. You can't name one because it is impossible. What they are doing to our Haitian brothers and sisters is absolutely unacceptable, and it is an embarrassment to the African race. Our Caribbean nations ain't saying nothing. Our African nations ain't saying nothing. Our black elected officials in America, where the crime is happening, isn't saying a word. Let me look up something real quick. UN Rights of Refugees. Go. The Refugee Convention. Let's talk about the United Nations Refugee Convention. What does it say? What does it say? I want to see what it declared. What did it declare? What did it declare? Protecting refugees. Protecting refugees. Listen, I'm reading you the United Nations Rights of Refugees. Listen to the contradiction. Listen to the hypocrisy. According to the United Nations Refugee Convention, refugees have a right not to be expelled except under certain strictly defined conditions. Did y'all just hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? Refugees cannot be expelled except under certain strictly defined conditions. Can somebody tell me why America is expelling refugees if the United Nations Refugee Convention says they cannot be expelled? Why is America expelling our Haitian African brothers and sisters when the UN Refugee Convention says they cannot be expelled except under very strictly defined conventions? Number two, refugees have a right not to be punished for illegal entry. Did y'all hear that? Y'all didn't hear that. I'm going to say it again. We exposing the devil tonight. This is what Pan-Africanism is about. This is what we do as Pan-Africanists. We not running around with no Bible, trying to get people to believe in some Bible. We not running around teaching people the white man's words. We not running around trying to get people to believe in some Messiah that they never met before. Pan-Africanism is about the political, economic, civil, social, intellectual, and spiritual liberation of African people. Let me continue. They have a right not to be punished. If the Haitian immigrants have a right not to be punished, why are they being arrested? Why are they being detained? Why are they being locked up for crossing the border? The convention says you cannot be punished, brothers and sisters. I'm reading you the United Nations Refugee Convention. Understand, overstand, and understand. You saw that I married 2 women at the same time. I'm not talking about that, you damn coon. So I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you. Sometimes you got to be serious, my brother. Sometimes be serious, my brother. Sometimes you got to be serious, my brother. The Mexicans is uniting with the white man to expel our Haitian African brothers and sisters from this country that we built. The Afghanis didn't build America. The Mexicans didn't build America. The black man and woman built America. Stay focused. Stay focused, you damn coon. Can never have a serious conversation. Black men can't afford to be buffoons 24 hours a day. Black men cannot afford to be buffoons 24 hours a day. Black men cannot afford to be buffoons 24 hours a day. Sometimes you got to get serious about some. Number 3, they have a right to work. Number 4, they have a right to housing. Number 5, they have a right to education. Number 6, they have a right to public relief and assistance. Why aren't our Haitian brothers and sisters being given any public relief and assistance? Let's continue. They have a right to freedom of religion, the right to access the courts. Refugees have a right to access the courts. Where is their due process at the Texas border? Where is the due process afforded to our Haitian African refugees in Texas right now, according to the 1951 United Nations Convention on Refugees? I stand in solidarity with my Haitian Africans, just like I stand in solidarity with my Canadian Africans, my Ghanaian Africans, my Nigerian Africans, my American Africans, my South Pacific Africans. One people, one race, one nation. The right to freedom of movement within the territory. Did y'all hear that? Refugees have a right to freedom of movement. If I'm lying, I'm dying. If I'm making this up, I'm dying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I'm reading from the UN Refugee Convention. They have a right to move around. So why are they being arrested and detained? And the Mexicans are working with the white man. See, I told you, Negroes. I told you, Negroes. You don't have no friends. No race is going to side with the black man against the white man. Let me say it again. There's no race on the planet that's going to side with the white man, with the black man against the white man. That's right. Y'all keep talking this multiculturalism. Multiculturalism, show me where that's ever been practiced with us. Show me multiculturalism when the black man and woman are at play. Show me multiculturalism anywhere in the world when the black man, woman, and child is the topic of conversation. What multicultural? The Mexicans is working with the damn white man to keep our black Haitian Africans out of America. I said the Mexican is working with the European to keep the Haitian African out of the United States. Let me continue. Let me continue. Refugees have a right to be issued identity and travel documents. Y'all not listening? Y'all not listening? Y'all not listening? I just read you the rights of refugees. According to the United Nations Refugee Convention of 1951. Let me give it to you one more time. They have a right not to be expelled, except under certain strictly defined conditions. They have a right not to be punished for illegal entry. They have a right to work, a right to housing, a right to education, a right to public relief. All of these things are being given to the Afghanis. All of these things are being given to the Afghanis. All of these rights of refugees is given to the Afghanis, but why are they not being given to the Haitian Africans at the Texas border? Somebody talk black to me. Somebody talk black to me. Somebody talk black to me. Where are the black international attorneys? All these so-called attorneys in the black community. All these so-called attorneys in the black community. What are you doing about the Haitian crisis at the Texas border? Huh? Huh? Some of y'all in love with Cuba, right? A lot of y'all in love with Cuba. Y'all in love with Castro's Cuba. You love Cuba. I respect Cuba for taking Asada. I respect Cuba for taking other black prominent political prisoners. They will take the prominent political prisoner. Oh yeah, Cuba will take the prominent political prisoner, but why hasn't Cuba taken any of those thousands of Haitian African political prisoners right there at the border? Where's all that Cuban aid to African people now? Where's all the Cuban aid to African people now, huh? Talk black to me. I want to understand, overstand, and understand. I want to understand, overstand, and understand this. And guess what? If we let them do it to the Haitians, they could do it to you. If you're going to let it do it to them, they're going to do it to you. Why aren't the Haitians being given the same refugee rights afforded them by the UN 1951 Refugee Convention that the Afghanis are getting? The Cubans got it. The Mexicans got it. The Afghanis got it. Why can't the Haitians get it? Are they not people? Are they not human? Are they being made to suffer for the success of Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Toussaint Louverture and Henry Christophe and the other ancestors who ripped the heart out of white supremacy beginning on my birthday, August 21st, 1791? But where is Black America? Where are the governments of the Caribbean? Where are the governments of Africa? This is why we bringing Team Pan-African back. This is why we bringing Team Pan-African back. If you want to join Team Pan-African, you must send me an email. Who are you? What skills do you bring? And why do you want to join Team Pan-African? Who are you? What skills do you bring? And why do you want to join Team Pan-African? Email that to Team Pan-African with a C at yahoo.com. Yahoo.com. TEAMPANAFRICAN. Team Pan-African with a C at yahoo.com. New date coming soon for the new members orientation. And we are focusing on the international solidarity and international political condition of African people for the next 2 years. That's our mandate. We got to organize the political structure of this Pan-African struggle. If your hair ain't nappy, I don't need you. If you got the snow bunny crisis, we don't need you. True Pan-Africanists only. Hit the Cash App for FDMG. Hit the Cash App, $FDMG School. Hit the Cash App for FDMG. Hit the PayPal for FDMG. FDMG Academy on PayPal, FDMG School on the Cash App. FDMG Academy on PayPal, FDMG School on the Cash App. FDMG Academy on PayPal, FDMG School on the Cash App. Brooklyn Black Parent Know Your School Rights 12-hour boot camp, October 2nd. Brooklyn Black Parent Know Your School Rights 12-hour boot camp on Saturday, October the 2nd. It is open to black parents from everywhere. If you want to fly to New York and get the training, go ahead and register at DrUmarJohnson.com. Lunch will be catered, soul food by Yvonne's Cafe. All paperwork will be provided. This is the only training that will take place in New York City. If you're not there, Brooklyn, if you're not there, Queens, if you're not there, Harlem, if you're not there, Staten Island, if you're not there, Bronx, blame yourself. Saturday, October the 2nd, you got 2 weeks. 2 weeks. No children allowed unless you have to bring your children, because I need you to focus on the information. I'm going to teach you the learning disabilities. I'm going to teach you the DSM. I'm going to teach you letter writing. I'm going to teach you the civil rights educational amendments. I'm going to teach you due process, 504, IEP, psychological assessment. Saturday, October the 2nd, for any black parent in America who wants to learn how to save their children and save other people's children from miseducation and mental health exploitation. If you want to learn how to save your children and other people's children, go to DrUmarJohnson.com and register. Cincinnati, I will see you Sunday. Cincinnati, I will see you in 1 week. Doors open at 2. I speak at 4. Cincinnati, I will see you next Sunday, the 26th. Doors open up at 2. I speak at 4. I'm sweating for the ancestors. My job is to break the psychological chains. Nat Turner broke the physical chains. I'm breaking the psychological chains. I just wanted to go live to let y'all know that I do not appreciate what is being done to our Haitian African brothers and sisters while we sit quiet. While we sit quiet. while we sit quiet. Look what they doing to our brothers and sisters in the whole African world is sitting there quiet. As if the Haitian African is not a part of us. As if they ain't got the same melanin, the same DNA. As if they foreparents didn't come from the African continent just like the rest of us. We are an embarrassment to every revolutionary African who ever walked this earth. The current race of Africans on this planet. I don't care if you in Europe. I don't care if you in Asia. I don't care if you in Africa, Australia, the South Pacific, Central South America, the Caribbean. I don't care where you at. The current 2 billion of African family on this earth is an embarrassment. We are a collective. Yeah, I'm still talking. I'm gonna block your corny ass. A damn Neanderthal. That was a damn Neanderthal. I know that Iceman, I know that genetically modified human didn't jump his ass on my chat. I know that lizard didn't jump his ass on my chat and make a comment. You know what? I'm going to let the Neanderthal slide tonight. I don't want to give y'all too much attention. I'm going to let you damn cave-dwelling wildebeests slide tonight. I'm going to let you slide tonight. You no melanin, no rhythm. You know what? I'm going to let y'all slide tonight because I'm going to let him ride. I'm going to let the Neanderthal ride. I'm going to let that cave-dwelling wildebeest, that genetically modified organism, I'm going to let him slide right now. But brothers and sisters, we got to get serious. We have to get serious about liberation, and it has to be one for all and all for one. If you need to reach me, you can text me 215-989-9858. If you need to reach me, you can text me 215-989-9858. Brothers and sisters, let's pray for our Haitian African brothers and sisters, but let's organize and save our Haitian African brothers and sisters. Peace and Black power.